And a good Sunday evening to anybody that's watching. Hopefully we get a crowd in here later on. Currently, numbers are kind of down, but we'll get there. I know it's new for people to understand that we do have a high school football podcast on Sunday nights at 7 p.m., but the word is getting out. People are aware of it, and we're going to get there. But if you're just tuning in, I'm Vandy Chris, and this is my co-host, Mr. Nick Martinez, formerly of Portland High School, currently living in the sameness of bluegrass country. We don't accept Kentucky people around here, but if he wants to help us do a podcast on Tennessee football, we'll let him, right?
I live in North Carolina, not Kentucky.
That's even worse.
I moved from Kentucky, North Carolina.
That's even worse, my friend.
And I'd rather be here than Kentucky, I promise.
I feel you. So, what's your take from this past week on high school football in Tennessee? Anything catch your eye this week?
Pearl Cone's 0-4.
Yes, they are.
That I'm not used to Pearl Cone being. I'm very used to Pearl Cone being very good, averaging 9-10 wins a year.
To be fair, they may have played the most difficult schedule in the state so far. It's no secret that the schedule they have faced has just been absolutely brutal. NBA, I think they played Ravenwood. NBA, it's been tough. No doubt about that.
The game's at least been competitive. I can't remember off the top of my head what the Procon scores have been.
I'm pulling it up
Sure.
real quick.
I'm sure Coach D got it.
So they've played CPA in week 1.
Oof.
They're 0-3 actually. No, 0-4. You're right.
They're on tour.
Week 1 they played at MBA. Week 2 was at CPA. Week 3 was against BGA. And week 4 was against Oakland. And I mentioned those schools because every single one of them will come up later in the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. It is wild what their schedule has been. But by all accounts, it gets easier this week. They go to Kenwood. I think that should be a winnable game for them.
Oh, come on, Firebirds. Come on.
And then the following week, they go to Springfield. You'll hear that name come up later. And then the final 4 is at Bartlett, who's having a down year, at Greenbrier, then White House and Liberty Creek. I think all 4 of those are winnable games. So it looks like
blow out White House and Liberty Creek.
It looks like they could possibly get 5 wins out of that. Again, I don't think there's been a more brutal schedule in the state to date yet.
Yeah, no. That's the most brutal schedule I've heard in a while.
What stood out to me is there was a big upset Friday night.
Really?
And one that I did not expect.
What you got?
Fayetteville. And let me pull this up so I get the score right. Fayetteville pulled a massive upset over a top 10 team.
Nice.
So let me pull this up. Make sure I have this right. At 0-3, Fayetteville went into previously number 7 ranked Cornersville and beat them 52-15.
Went to Cornersville and won 52-15.
Yes, sir. I don't know what happened there. All I know is that's an ugly score.
Yeah, for especially a team that was winless.
Oh, yes. Coming in winless and putting up numbers like that was incredible. So
no. See, Coach, he changed the Gatorade and he changed the pregame meal and he said we're gonna go dominate.
He did something. Definitely did something.
He changed the Gatorade and he changed the pregame meal and said, all right, boys, we're going to dominate.
Right. So I got something a little bit different this week. I actually have the top 10 rankings from Preps 615. So I think we should go ahead and start them. Let me pull them up.
Now that we're 4 weeks down, there's
it makes more sense, right?
Yeah, it makes more sense than us talking about it in week 2.
Right. So this is our first one. McKenzie ranked number 1. They got a huge win over Perry County Friday night. Very much expected. South Pittsburgh, they got another big win. Another game that wasn't close for them. And a little bit of a surprise here with Eagleville coming in at number 3.
I wish they had
Eagleville's 2-2.
What? Eagleville's the same record as Portland.
Yep, they're 2-2. It's a little bit of a surprise there. Then you got Coalfield. They're always in the top 10.
Yep.
Oliver Springs. They're often in the top 10, but not always.
They're somewhere in there.
Hampton. Number 7, you got Richland. Started the season 0-2, and they've turned it around. They're 2-2 now.
Good for Richland.
Dresden. And then you got Cornersville. And then you got Clay County. Moving over to Class 2A. I don't think there's anybody in 2A that's going to beat Marion County. I'm just being real. East Robertson's up there, number 3. Milan's at number 2, and East Nashville. Let's take a look at what they are real quick. If I'm not mistaken.
And East Robertson's coming off their win over Portland on Friday night.
Yes.
27-7.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm not too sure East Nashville has got a very good record. They are currently 0-3.
What?
They went to Collierville and got beat 28-14.
Okay.
Then they lost a close one to Antioch, 32-27.
Mm.
And then they lost another close one at Beach, 22-19. So they're playing up in class. They may be 0-3, but they've played a difficult schedule, right?
They're in a similar boat to Procone.
Yes. Peabody, Huntington, Gordonsville, Fairleigh, Mace. After their opening week performance, seems like they've got the ship right. They're your defending Class 2A, 1A state champions. They've moved up in class this year. And then Bledsoe County. Moving over to 3A. This is another one where your number 1 team probably isn't going to be challenged by anybody in this class.
No.
Westview's really, really good. Gatlin-Pittman is very good as well. And then you got Covington, Tyner Academy, Meigs County. Meigs County is going to be a tough out. Melrose, Sequatchie County, we talked about them earlier this year. They've now lost 2 in a row. Dyersburg, who is in Westview's region. That'll be a nice little game right there when they meet up.
Oh, yeah.
White House Heritage and Giles County. Moving over to 4A, and I don't think there's any shock here. Although there is an 0-4 team in the top 10, and that's Pearl-Cohn down there at number 7.
Yeah, well, we've already did that. You can put Pearl-Cohn in the top 10 with that schedule.
It's been a hard schedule. Springfield, who's having a great season so far. Greenville, Anderson County, Upperman, all the ones that you would expect to be in this list are in this list. Even down here at the bottom, Elizabethton, you expect them to be a top 10 team every year.
Good thing for Macon County, still doing it.
So, got to jump 2 for the next one. Go to 5A. Sevier County. Can they do the unthinkable and pull this off this year? Ranked number 1. Page is, that's somebody that's got to be dealt with every single year. Powell, always good. Munford, Beach is always good. Of course, they got that win the other night. Kirkwood, Lincoln County, who's shockingly good this year. East Hamilton, Walker Valley, Tullahoma, another team that one of the bigger schools in Class 5A. They're having a really nice year. That's gonna be a fun matchup when Lincoln County and Tullahoma play.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then we move up to 6A. This is where the big boys play football, right?
Right. I mean, how many state championships has Maryville and let's see here, Ravenwood and Oakland won combined in the last 2 decades?
Mm-hmm. So you got Oakland at number 1, obviously. Until somebody beats them, they're going to be number 1.
Yep.
Ravenwood, Germantown, and you notice your top 4 here: Oakland, Ravenwood, Germantown, Maryville, could very well be your 4 semifinalists.
Oh, that would be interesting if it just
the
played
way-
out like this from
the
week
way-
4. That'd be interesting.
The way it would play out is Oakland would play Maryville for the Eastern Division, and Raven would play Germantown for the Western Division. So that could be very interesting.
Interesting.
Um,
Still got a lot of football left to go though.
Cam Blackman pull off a shocker and knock Oakland out of there? I don't know. Blackman's pretty good too.
Jawan Jennings had a nice game today too.
Now we move on to Division 2. This is Class 1A Division 2. Nashville Christian. I don't think there's anybody in this class that can challenge them.
Nope.
They are loaded. Their quarterback is filthy good. Is a 4-star recruit headed to Georgia. So that's going to be tough to knock them out of that spot.
Georgia. Ugh.
Get over here to Division 2 2A. BGA. We've already mentioned them. They beat Pearl Cone. That's a big step up in competition for BGA to play a 4A school.
Yep.
Boyd Buchanan, we mentioned them earlier this year with Gary Rankin getting his 500 career win.
How many has he got now?
They're undefeated, so probably, I guess it's 503.
503.
Silverdale Baptist, good to see them in there. GCA Franklin, another one. It's good to see these teams in Silverdale and GCA in there. And then we get over to some more big boys. Division 2 Class 3A. Baylor, McCauley, Brentwood Academy, Knox Catholic, CPA.
Yeah.
These are the big boys that spend a lot of money on their football programs, and this is where a lot of D1 recruits are going to come from.
I would not want to see a regular season game, but I wouldn't mind seeing a scrimmage, Portland versus one of these. I want to see what it would look like.
Yeah, you wouldn't like that.
Probably not, but I just want to gauge.
Right.
That's why I said a scrimmage instead of regular season game.
Right. You don't want a regular season game with them. That
would
not be fun.
No, that would not be fun. I don't know if we'd have a team by the end of the night.
So I thought long and hard about doing the school board. That just takes so long.
Yeah, there's a lot of regions, a lot of divisions, and a lot of classes.
Probably moving forward, we're going to start looking more at region standings than scoreboards.
Yeah.
Because once you get halfway to the end of the season, that's when it starts to matter, some of these matchups.
Yeah.
But just for our viewers, we do have our games of the week selected. Nick, before I pull up the graphic, what do you got to say about it?
Interesting. Some interesting ones on there.
Very interesting, right? Nobody would think it. One of the games on here, nobody would have
Yeah,
thought to put on here.
yeah, no, well, but it's a good one. But it's a really good one, and I applaud you for putting it on there because it is a good one.
Yeah, because it makes a difference in those kids' lives, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So let's check them out. Our number one game of the week is Elizabethton at Cherokee. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up something and share it with the viewers so they can see what we're talking about here.
There we go.
Let me find the right one here. So Elizabethton is at Cherokee. Elizabethton is 3-1. You saw they're ranked tied for number 10 in Class 4A.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting Cyclones are currently tied for 10th in 4A in state rankings. They've won 2 straight games, and they beat Cherokee 41-13 when they played them last year. However, Cherokee comes into the game 4-0, and they've won 3 out of the last 4 games against Elizabethton. The Fighting Cyclones. I love that name.
So Elizabethtown is trying to win back-to-back,
Yes.
and Cherokee's won the last.
And this is going to be huge in Class 4A in the playoffs, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because one of these teams is going to have a head up on a better positioning for the playoffs.
Yeah, when you're talking about standings and playoff seeding and positioning, this game is going to matter.
Yes. So let's go back to our list. How about Unicoi County at Happy Valley? So let's read the review on that. Unicoi County is 3-1. They're playing an unbeaten Happy Valley. In Happy Valley, the Warriors are a strong running team. On Friday night against Hampton, they had 372 yards rushing. The team's running backs, there's no competition there. They treat each other like brothers, and they each have the ability to step up for the other.
Are we running? We got a 3-headed monster. We got a 2-headed monster.
It's a 2-headed monster.
Mm.
With Unicoi County, they just beat Chucky Dope and gave them their first loss of the year. They're led by a strong passing game behind Colby Jones and Avery Hatcher, wide receiver. They also have a nice little running back named Blaze Rice. I love that name.
Blaze Rice. Let's go. Any relation to Jerry? Probably not.
Probably not. This is another one that's going to be big later in the year for playoff seedings.
But, it can't be, because Jerry ran a 4.7. He wasn't fast.
So let's go back to our list. Here's the shocker. Our number 3 game of the week, Hancock County at Unaka.
Let me take this one. This is my favorite one.
It is.
Well, yes, this is my favorite one. Hancock County at Unaka. Both teams 0-4. Who gets their first win of the season and maybe possibly their only win of the season? Hancock County is coming off a 60-20 loss to Cloudland, which extended their losing streak to 4 games. Unaka, the Rangers, are on a 9-game losing streak dating back to last season. They lost their last game to Cosby by a score of 56-0. With both teams allowing a high number of points per game, Unaka is averaging 52.75 and Hancock County averaging 43.25. This game could be an offensive shootout, and I'm here for it.
Most definitely. And people would think, why would you put 2 winless teams on a game of the week? because it matters.
It does.
That's
matter.
what we're here for is, these kids deserve attention too.
All the kids deserve coverage, and that's what we're here for.
And the likelihood that this game is going to produce probably the only win of the year between the two teams, why wouldn't you spotlight that?
Right. No.
We're not just here to celebrate good football. We're here to celebrate high school kids putting on a uniform for their county, for their school, and giving it all they got, right?
Hey, we have that, the similar, not the thing, but the similar story, when the beginning of the year, when that coach had been there for 6 years and they got their first win. Like,
yes.
Yeah, we showcase and we highlight things like that.
Things like that matter.
Yes, they do.
So happy to include that one in our games of the week.
Absolutely.
Our next one, Anderson County at Carter. You want to take this one?
Yeah, I got you. Anderson County versus Carter at Carter. Both teams 3-1. Anderson County, the Mavericks are on a 3-game winning streak and have dominated Carter in recent history, including a 49-0 victory in September 2 years ago. Carter, the Green Hornets recently defeated South Doyle 37-30 in an overtime thriller, which extended their winning streak to 2 games. Running back Jody Scruggs scored the game-winning touchdown in overtime. Ooh. This is all right. I'm calling. All right, I want a score prediction for this one. I'm gonna go. Anderson County 37. Carter 29-30, something like that.
Okay. That's interesting. So one thing to note about Anderson County, if you remember, what was it, 2 years ago, when they finally broke through the Greenville,
something like that.
Broke through the Greenville, Elizabethton threshold, and finally won the state championship. Willie Martinez with their quarterback. This isn't the same team, but they're solid all the way around.
Yeah.
So I think this will be a fun game. I'm interested. I'll be keeping an eye on this because I want to see if Carter's for real. Because in the past, Carter has been, rather mediocre.
I want to see if Anderson County can beat Carter.
Yeah, I want to see how this plays out. So, in our final game of the week, might be the one with the most noise behind it.
Definitely the one with the most noise.
MBA versus Knox Catholic. So, let me pull this up. MBA 3-0 at Knox Catholic, also 3-0. Knox Catholic, the Fighting Irish, enter the game with a perfect 3-0 record. The offensive is led by their quarterback, Bartholomew, who threw for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns in their last meeting with MBA. MBA, the Big Red, are also 3-0 and defeated the Fighting Irish in their most recent matchup last October. Their quarterback, Berner, leads the offense, while Brooklyn Davis provides support on both the ground and through the air. So, whoever wins this game is going to be perceived as the challenger to Baylor going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Baylor is, most people have Baylor as a step above everybody else. Whoever wins this game is going to be listed as their number one challenge. Now, something interesting about that Baylor team, they were scheduled to play Brentwood Academy, who's also considered a contender, last week. That game was canceled and will not be rescheduled.
Yeah, and that one, yeah, I remember talking about that. That sucks.
Yep, it does. It do.
You only get 10 of those if you don't make the playoffs anyway.
Right. So we're not sure how good both Baylor and Brentwood Academy are. I wish they would play that game, but it's not scheduled. I hate it. So, you want to get into some Player of the Week nominations?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, our first Player of the Week nomination is Mr. Jonathan Jordan. He's a running back at Eagleville. 17 carries, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 10 tackles. The man played both ways, had an outstanding game Friday night.
Love me good two-way player stat line. We all know that.
I'll let you take the next one.
Kason Woodson, quarterback, Springfield, 316 passing yards with 4 touchdowns. Also, dual threat, Mr. Dual Threat, 75 rushing yards and another touchdown on the ground.
391 total offensive yards with 5 touchdowns. He had himself a game.
Yep, absolutely.
So I will take the next one. Out of Happy Valley, we mentioned them earlier as one of our games of the week. Lane Parker. This young man had 5 carries, 165 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's gonna get a little golf clap for that one.
That's an average of. Let me see here.
30.
See what I can do here.
5.
See what I can do. Huh. And let me do it. It won't let me do it.
Got you. 33.
Yeah. It won't let me do it.
5 carries, 165 yards for an average of 33 yards per rush attempt for 3 touchdowns. Have a day, Lane Parker. Was surprised to see our boy Quincy Mitchell wasn't on here. Still had a solid game with over 100 rushing yards, but was very surprised. I'm sure he'll be back very shortly.
I got something for you.
And what you got for me? I love that. Oh, cool. That's neat.
And our final nominee this week is our Spot the Ball podcast Titan Award winner of the week. Go for it, Nick.
Jackson, is that Stroup or Stroop? How would you pronounce it?
I've been saying it Stroop.
Okay, so
I'm gonna have to get updated on that to make sure.
Yeah, okay. Jackson Stroop, Gallatin High School. Got to show love for the 37066. Glad they're not playing Portland anymore. 21 of 26, 353 yards, 5 touchdowns. Your Spot the Ball podcast, Titan Award of the Week, Gallatin High School quarterback, Jackson Stroop. Have a day, young man.
That was a big game. Proud of him. 3 out of 4 weeks he's been nominated for Player of the Week. He finally gets the nod from us, right?
Yeah, Quincy finally had a down game.
And I don't know that you call it a down game. It
wasn't even.
He still had over 120 yards rushing.
This wasn't
I just thought there
dominant.
were other players this week deserve
Yeah,
the spotlight a little bit more.
yeah.
So
Any updates on getting Quincy on here?
he's still liking everything I'm posting on Twitter, but he hasn't reached out. He hasn't answered me back yet. I'm trying.
Maybe I should try.
We're gonna get somebody on here. Just
Maybe
be
if we,
patient. We're gonna get somebody. It takes a little bit, right?
it does, and I don't want to just text a Portland player. That's not. No, you want somebody that would be like, no, like, oh yeah, of course the Portland guy goes, yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
I have somebody that I plan on reaching out to, just to see if we can get a little edge here. I'm aware of somebody that covers high school football on a grand scale, and I'd love to reach out and get him on here. I'm not going to drop his name unless we do. But
was extremely sad for our boy Jay. If you missed last week's episode,
yeah,
they took a big loss. I watched most of that game, and
Mackenzie's pretty tough.
Yeah, whew, that was brutal. That was brutal.
Yep. Mackenzie's pretty tough, but they knew that going in.
Yeah.
But even still, the start that Perry County had to the season, it has to make you feel good about the future of their program.
Absolutely. I was just really hoping for I wasn't expecting Perry County to pull it out. Right. I was just expecting something closer.
Be competitive.
And it was not.
And that speaks more to Mackenzie than it does Perry County.
Well, absolutely.
Mackenzie's loaded every year. Every year they're that good. So eventually Perry County's going to close that gap.
Yeah. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yep.
For Jay's sake.
Sooner than later. So, kind of a short show this week. Not a lot to talk about. But, again, we're fluid. We're open to suggestions. If you have a suggestion, drop them in the comments. Send either one of us a message. Mm-hmm. We'll get it. We'll take a look at it and see what we think. Other than that,
ready for
you got anything else?
Yeah, I decided I want to do this on air instead of off in between. I have to give Vanderbilt their flowers. I have to. 3-0 start. 3-0 start. I've not just laid an ass whooping on South Carolina. Like, it was not so. I will give Vanderbilt their flowers, and but you're still not beating Tennessee.
We shall see.
I'll give you your flowers, but
we are pretty good. I'm just saying.
You are pretty good. You are pretty good. I was expecting a close game. I was not expecting Vanderbilt to just whoop South Carolina's ass.
We've allowed a total of 3 points in 3 games on the season in the second half.
But if you watch that Tennessee and Georgia game, Tennessee is right there with Georgia. We are that good.
I don't think so.
Scoreboard, buddy.
Okay, you can say scoreboard all you want. If that game is in Georgia, you don't have the crowd to get behind you. When Georgia came back and took the lead, they had all of the momentum. All of it. And you don't have that crowd. If you're in Georgia, you don't have that crowd to lean on to get back right and get going again. Neyland
does play a factor. Neyland is one of the hardest.
I don't think you're on their level. I think the crowd had a lot to do with that. But I'm telling you,
Joey Aguilar had himself a day, though.
I'm telling you, that pass from Gunnar Stockton to Landon Humphreys on fourth down in that environment,
Yeah, no,
that might be the biggest play I've seen all year.
Yeah,
That was a heck of a throw, and for them to step up that big in that environment in that moment, absolutely huge.
So did Josh Heupel freeze ice his own kicker, or did the left guard who caused the false start ice our kicker to just shank a wide right kick that he should have made, and then went back and made the same kick the very next drive?
It happens. But guess what? Vanderbilt and Tennessee both still have the best two kickers in the SEC, bar none, and that's Max Gilbert and Brock Taylor.
Okay, well,
best kickers in the SEC.
Max
challenge anybody to prove different. But
Max Gilbert's gonna have to come back in my good graces before I
feel you. I feel you.
That was bad. That was bad. If it was just a little short, but it was just wide right. It was bad.
It's bad, but it happens.
It does. Life of a kicker, I know, but
I get your point. They were on the same level as Georgia yesterday. I just don't think it turns out that way if they're playing at Georgia. Because once they had the momentum,
Tennessee has got to learn when we get off to these fast starts to put the pedal down and stop letting them come back.
I mean, that's fair.
But to a hot start, what was it? 14-0, 21-0, whatever it was.
21-7.
Yeah, 21-7.
And to be fair, Tennessee fans have to realize games aren't won in the first quarter. They're not.
No, they're not. So why are we so stagnant there in the second? And then when we get it going in the third, and then either we're really good in the fourth, or we're cold as ice in the fourth.
I mean, I still question your coach, but that's what it is. But again, we're here for high school stuff.
Yeah, I just wanted to give Vanderbilt their flowers. I knew that'd make you happy.
That's a good question. Has any other game had a problem with officials not knowing what to do in a game in Tennessee this year? I know there's a shortage of officials. I haven't seen any reports of it yet. I'm going to have to do some research on that and find out. One of the things that they're doing is the Thursday night games to help with the problem of not having enough officials. But that's a fantastic question.
It is a fantastic question.
So I'll dig into that this week and find out if there have been any issues across the state. And we'll let you know. That gives me some homework to do for next week.
I can reach out and see if Sumner County, what Sumner County's doing.
That'll work. Other than that, I don't have anything this week.
Yeah, nope.
Again,
I just thought I'd give Vanderbilt their flowers.
I think next week we're going to start doing focusing on region standings. I think that'll be fun because you don't want to do it in week 2, week 3, whatever, early in the season. But once you get into week 5, week 6, and start seeing the standings, who's leading what region, what the standings actually are, and then getting into some playoff talk, I think that's going to be a fun time of the year.
Oh, it's good. Right there in the last, the 7, 8, 9, 10 stretch is just nothing but exciting.
Yep. So, with that, do you have any final thoughts?
Nope. if you're out and about this weekend, catch a high school football game. You know,
Hmm.
or you
Most
know,
definitely. Go check out a
like
game this week.
like I do. You know, go
Get
find you a
on
stream to watch.
YouTube. Yep.
You know,
Get
go
on
find you a
YouTube,
stream to watch.
Facebook. A lot of schools are doing that now.
I'm gonna figure out if I can get Portland to do it because Portland only has the radio. I would love to get a live stream going.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
It would be very nice, and I know Portland's been trying to get with the technology, and I bet you I know the person they could get to do it too.
Nice. Well, with that, we'll see you next Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll go over the weekend that was in high school football in Tennessee. And until then, peace out.
Have a great night.